Good morning guys, and welcome to the PhD vlog day 4. So today is the 4th of March 2015 and I am at home again today. So I've kind of stuffed up this morning. It is currently 10 past 9 and when I work from home I really like to start work at about 8. I'm starting late this morning because I woke up really tired this morning. I had a bit of trouble sleeping last night and then overslept this morning and couldn't get out of bed. And I thought I should mention that because insomnia and anxiety is something that's not talked about very much amongst the PhD and academic community, but it is a real problem. And I'm lucky that I didn't, stay up all night last night. I got to sleep. But it is National Sleep Awareness Week this week, I believe. And so I thought I should mention it, considering I'm supposed to show what is the reality of being a PhD student. Because doing a PhD, you're spending so much time focused on something that's your baby, it's your project, you're putting every tiny piece of yourself into this, and then you're giving it to someone else to judge. It's really hard to not feel like they're judging you, not the work, when they're giving you feedback on that piece of writing. And although, of course, it's not a judgment on you, it is just a judgment on the writing, it can lead to feelings of anxiety and sleeplessness and things like that. So it's really important to do whatever you can to try and not get anxious, to remain calm and to get a really good night's sleep each and every night, because most people can't write without a good night's sleep. Anyway, hopefully I have had enough and I am ready for a productive day, so fingers crossed. Chapter 4, here we go. So it's now been an hour, it's 10 past 10. Things aren't going well today. Marcel was not interested in his chew. He is, where is he? Sitting here, whining. It's okay guys, Marcel has calmed down and is now having a little relax on my lap. Okay, so it is now 10 past 11 and I'm having a bad research day. Capital B, capital R, capital D. I just can't get started. I am trying to start rewriting this 8,000 word section on the Worcester Group's production and I just don't know how to start it. I am stuck in a rut. Because I'm tired, I know that if I keep working on this, I'm going to get frustrated and angry and upset. So I am not working on it today. I'm just deciding right now that it is in the best interest of my productivity to put that aside. So I am going to work on the second half of that chapter now, which needs a lot less work. And the work that it does need is primarily just filling in some extra research. So the second half is on an adaptation of Seneca's Thyestes, and it represented a lot of violence and kind of sex on stage, and I need to contextualize that within the context of kind of violence in Senecan tragedy. And it also needs to be contextualized within a kind of Quentin Tarantino aesthetic, because it spoke to a lot of the film techniques that Tarantino uses. So I have a book with me that I am going to start reading, and then I'm going to try and do some research on the British Library website and order a few books for tomorrow for the Tarantino side of the thesis. Obviously that's completely out of my research area, so I will be starting from scratch, looking at some kind of basic overviews of Tarantino violence. Hopefully this strategy means I can have a more productive day than I would if I kept working on this Worcester Group section. I do feel a bit like I am putting off the inevitable. I know that this is going to be the hardest part of my chapter, rewriting this section, because if anyone has seen this production, it is hugely complex. There's a lot going on at once, and consequently it's really hard to analyze and to write about in any kind of clear, clean way. But I think I will be better, more suited to doing that on a day where I'm feeling a bit more energetic and ready to fight. So hopefully this is for the best. Okay, so it is now 6 p.m. and I've finished work for the day, and I have to admit I'm pretty disappointed in myself at how I've gone today. Although I haven't exactly wasted my time, it's just dawned on me that it is now Wednesday afternoon, tomorrow is Thursday, the 4th day of the week, and I had told myself that this week I was going to work on chapter 4, and I knew that the primary thing that needed working on was this 8,000 word section on To You the Birdie, and I've basically been putting it off for 3 days. Although I haven't been wasting my time, you know, I did a different chapter for one day, the next day I kind of just did superficial spelling errors, and then I wrote a couple of extra paragraphs for the framing section that goes before that case study, and then today I've kind of been faffing about doing bits and pieces of other research and just putting off the inevitable hard task of rewriting this section. So tomorrow is a new day, blank page. I am going to be at the British Library at 9:30 in the morning, ready to work, and I am going to start writing this new 8,000 word section, or revising the bit that I have. And I'm putting this on YouTube, so hold me to it, and if tomorrow I am not doing that, then you can give me a virtual slap. I am now off to the theatre, which is going to be a nice change from my desk. I have not spoken to anyone except for this camera and, you know, online Twitter people all day, but I'm now going to go and see Missing, which is by Gecko at Battersea Arts Centre, and I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so we have just gotten out of Gecko's Missing, and we are now in Battersea Arts Centre Scratch Bar with some wine, because that is necessary on a Wednesday night.
I thought it was a bit long.
A bit long? It was 75 minutes. How can it be too long?
Oh well. I got bored towards the end.
I thought it was such... Oh, I'm not even... Shows what I think of your opinion. I cut your face out of the shot.
What did you think?
I thought it was such an unusual aesthetic, and the physicality was just so captivating and beautiful. I could have watched it double.
Okay.
We're now on the bus to Clapham. Thank you. Do you want to change your opinion about the show?
I'm going to change my opinion. But maybe I was appearing harsh in the previous video.
What is your current review?
I think it's good, but I still don't think it's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think they should do differently?
I can't explain, but I was a bit bored at the end.
That's alright.
That's alright?
I didn't make the show.
Okay, so what do you think?
I said, I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was a completely individual, unique aesthetic. I liked the kind of way that they brought in a multitude of different languages to kind of reinforce that it wasn't about dialogue. It was supposed to be about developing a new visual aesthetic and learning to kind of read that physical type of theatre.
I get that, and I do think I haven't seen anything like it before, which is good.
That is good, yeah. I'd never seen the kind of conveyor belt thing. You know, so I've seen revolving stages so many times, and I love a revolving stage because I think it can be really beautiful. Don't laugh at me, I think it can be gorgeous. The Promise of Belfast is one of the most gorgeous shows I've ever seen in my life, and it was just so kind of gorgeous to be able to see everything kind of revolving around, and I love that. But I've seen it a lot of times now, and the kind of conveyor belt I have never seen
It was
before.
clever.
And so I really liked that. I thought it was very effective.
It was used
simple.
well.
Used well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all from me tonight, guys. I hope you've learned something about overcoming writer's block or obstacles in your research, or maybe you've learnt by example how not to overcome problems in your research. I will see you tomorrow for another entry of the PhD vlog. Bye for now.